What's up, you guys? All right, happy Sunday. I want to talk to you about something. I coined a phrase. I just made this shit up because I haven't found anything on it. All right, I'm calling it justified paranoia. Because I know that there's things about paranoia after narcissistic abuse and during your recovery, but I've never heard anybody talk about it being justified though. I have justified paranoia. Okay. You can call that just being cautious. But no, when you've been through that kind of abuse, you're somewhere like 10 billion decibels above cautious. Okay. You are you're like like you got superhero spidey senses. Caution been gone. You're beyond cautious. Okay. I have to treat everybody like a suspect. I don't give a shit who it is. Okay. So, story time. I'll tell you something that just happened to me yesterday and the day before. So like a 2 day thing or whatever. Um, and it involves me being justifiably paranoid. So I had this friend, all right? And this friend has not spoken to me, not from any argument or anything like that. I just haven't heard from this person in like 2 years. And the last time I heard from them, they were asking me for some money or some shit. So I didn't have it at the time to give to them. So whatever. So fast forward to 2 days ago. I'm like chilling and I get this Facebook Messenger message from this friend, right? And this friend's like, hey, um, I'm dying and I'm at this hospital. And it gave me the name of the hospital. And I'm like, okay, that's extreme, right? So immediately I'm like, I guess you want me to visit you, you know what I'm saying? Or else you wouldn't just randomly pick me to tell that to. But a normal person who hasn't been through narcissistic abuse would have probably read that message and been like, oh no, let me ride out right now. That's not what I did because I don't fucking trust nobody. All right? And I'm not gonna pretend like I do. So sending me something, especially when I haven't spoken to you in like 2 years or even 6 months or whatever, even if it was like 2 months, right? For you to tell me that you're dying does not make me instantly jump up to do anything for you, come visit you, because I don't really know if you're you. All right? And that's how shit be. When you're dealing with narcissists, you don't know from one day to the next if somebody's like a bill collector, if they're really them. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you really don't. And some of the times when I have, like, trusted that someone was who they are supposed to be, I don't even know even now if they even were, because all the people that I met, even like through that narcissist, everybody was um posing as something different. Excuse me, sorry. Everybody was posing as something different. So for instance, like I said, the best friend of his that used to bring his girlfriend to our apartment. Turns out the girlfriend was a transsexual, and the best friend was really my ex's boyfriend, secret lover, and they were all having sex, shit like that. Certain neighbors of mine obviously were like fucking him, or people at the grocery store, or people in the neighborhood were fucking him. So like people that look normal were not. They were ops, alright? And they smiled in your fucking face knowing they were an op. So when I got this sporadic ass message like, hey, I'm dying, I'm like, yeah, I ain't, right? But I literally lost sleep over it, because if it really was the person that I think sent it, which would have been my friend, if it was really my friend who sent it, then I really should go and see him, because he was always nice to me. Took photos of my artwork for me, was a professional photographer and things like that. So I needed to go see him. But the paranoia of it possibly being a fucking setup bothered me to the point of not sleeping that night. because I was torn. I was perplexed as to whether or not she even do that. So needless to say, I went. Before I went, I called. I called the hospital and asked if they had said person in this hospital. All right, and they were like, "Yeah, he's on this floor." Da da da. Even with them confirming the name, I still didn't believe that shit, because it's not beneath a narcissistic individual to pretend to be somebody else, because isn't that what narcissism is? A part of that, a large part of it, is pretending to be someone you're not. So it's not beneath a narcissistic individual to go through your social media contacts, pick one of them, and then pretend to be that person somehow through hacking and other methods, just to get you to show up to a place, right? Just so they can make you, force you to talk to them, force you to confront them. You know what I mean? Make you have to look at them. Isn't that why they stalk you in the first place? They're not stalking you because they love you. They don't love anybody. They don't even love themselves. They're stalking you because it's a control tactic. They want to make you look at them, and they want to make you not be able to forget them, and they want to make you have to remember them every single fucking day, or everywhere they show up that you're at, you know, unexpected or unannounced or uninvited. They want to make you do that while simultaneously being able to keep tabs on you, right? And hopefully they'll bump into you on a date or something so they can fuck that up, right? So I wasn't trying to bump in to this fool. Not even out of fear, just out of, bitch, I don't fuck with you, and I'm not about to be forced to see you. So even when I went to the hospital after calling to make sure that this name was genuinely there, I literally slid inside that hospital room like a fucking cat. You don't hear cats walk around on shit unless they, you know, break something or fall off, whatever. But I went through that shit like a cat, and I had on shades and everything, bitch, like detective. I went around the corner and I peeked around the curtain, like, to make sure I saw who I was supposed to see, who said that they were reaching out to me. Thankfully, it turned out to be him, but that situation could have gone left real easy and real fast. Okay? 0 to 60 could have happened real easy and definitely completely fast. I'm about that shit. I'm about that life. Like, I will fuck you up. If you try to back me in the corner, I'm fucking you up. So I was like, nah. I was very glad that it was actually the person, but at the same time, it made me think about the fact that you have justified paranoia, because 80 to 90% of the time when you get a phone call, it could be a bill collector. It's not really a bill collector. It's them trying to get information. It's not really a whatever that is. One more real quick story that justifies what I'm talking about. Now, I don't know if this, I really do believe it was him that called CPS on me just to bother me. But at that time that the so-called lady from CPS showed up, which I still don't know if she was real or not. When she showed up, that was at the peak of him stalking me. That was when I was in like the eye of the storm. That's when, like, whatever I was doing in my home, he somehow could see it or hear it or whatever, because he had tapped, like he had hacked into my phone. He had hacked through my Fire Stick TV because it has Suri on it, so he had hacked through that. He was living across the street with 2 other bitches, so they had a rooftop garden thing or something, so he was watching me across the street from the rooftop thing. Like, it was just bullshit. So when this CPS lady came or whatever, he would immediately, when she would leave my apartment, if I had my Fire Stick TV playing, he would immediately type, either through my Fire Stick or through my son's PlayStation account, he would type, "So is the lady with the brown hair ponytail gone yet?" And she had brown hair and a ponytail, right? shit like that, which made me think she could have been somebody he was fucking. Like, she could have possibly not even been CPS, right? I don't even know to this day, like I said, whether the bitch that actually came over here was genuinely from CPS, because a narcissist will do that to you if you have kids, or was this bitch just like a plant to be able to look around my home and at the kids when he couldn't get into my home to do it. So anyway, long video, 10 minutes, but hopefully like I didn't ramble too much. But yes, there is such thing as justified, in my book, what I'm choosing to call it justified paranoia. So I don't care what anybody else says or thinks about you not wanting to go to a certain place or talk to a certain person, or if you just openly say, I don't believe that person on the phone was them. I don't believe they were who they say they were. A lot of times you're right. And again, I always have to reiterate, you're not crazy. A lot of times it is the narcissist, like either using some fake, name or some name that but it's really them. All right. And then ironically, around the same time, I got a phone call but it was a Wi-Fi phone call from it said restricted. Like, my phone instantly shut it down and was like, this is restricted. I have a whole ass new phone number. And no one has that shit except for like the people that I've chosen to give it to, which is probably like 4 people. So who the fuck is calling me restricted from Wi-Fi? Exactly. And around the time that I get this random ass request to go to the hospital to see my dying friend. Anyway, y'all, love you. I would love for you to share your stories with me about times where you had a little bit of that old justified paranoia. Love you.